May 1984. A dimly lit room deep inside a secure U.S. facility. The air is still, heavy with anticipation. One man sits at a plain table. No phone, no radio, only a sealed envelope, a legal pad, and a pen. Somewhere beyond these walls, another intelligence officer, his session guide, waits to record his every word. In a moment, the man will let his mind drift far beyond the limits of Earth. Remote viewing is a controversial, yet meticulously structured technique. The viewer attempts to describe a distant or unseen location using nothing but the mind. A guide delivers minimal cues, perhaps a coordinate, perhaps just an envelope the viewer must not open, while the viewer reports raw impressions in real time. Shapes, colors, textures, sounds, even emotional tones are noted without judgment. This was the heart of Project Stargate, a classified program run by the Army, DIA, and CIA from the late 1970s to the mid-1990s. Among its most skilled participants were Joseph McMoneagle, Ingo Swann, and Pat Price. They were tasked with perceiving hidden sites, sometimes enemy military facilities. In one case, a Soviet facility described by a viewer was later corroborated by satellite images. But in 1984, McMoneagle was handed something far stranger. He was told nothing about the target. His guide, already briefed, kept the sealed instructions in plain sight but out of reach. Inside the envelope was a single card, the planet Mars. Time of interest, approximately 1 million years BC. The coordinates 40.89 degrees north, 9.55 degrees west were taken from NASA's maps of the red planet. When McMoneagle began, he spoke slowly. "I see an angled view of a pyramid or pyramid form, sandy gold in color, sitting in a large sunken area." He described moving inside, vast stone chambers meant to shelter against fierce storms. The place was empty but not dead. It felt like a shrine to a vanished purpose. Then came the inhabitants. Very large people, tall, thin, wearing flowing garments threaded with metal, faces long and narrow, eyes deep and solemn. They were, he sensed, the remnants of a civilization on the brink, waiting for rescue from a cataclysm. The vision expanded. He saw obelisks carved with unfamiliar symbols, canyon walls pierced with vent-like openings, and massive domed halls supported by monolithic columns. Plazas lined with statues of the tall beings, crystal objects that glowed when touched, underground tunnels connecting colossal chambers, half-buried vehicles sleek and foreign with panels suggesting advanced technology. McMoneagle described storms sweeping across the surface, dark red and gold clouds that raged for weeks, scouring cities to ruin. He sensed the desperation of the beings as they prepared for evacuation, boarding large disc-shaped craft hidden beneath the surface. Some of these craft, he felt, never returned. These descriptions are preserved in a declassified CIA document, released in the 1990s via the Freedom of Information Act. The file contains no photographs, no later rover confirmation, only McMoneagle's words. To some researchers, the account depicts the fall of an ancient Martian race, struck by a planet-wide disaster. Survivors may have retreated underground, or departed entirely, perhaps even to Earth. Images of the Cydonia region, its so-called face on Mars and geometric landforms, continue to feed speculation that artificial structures once stood there. Skeptics argue that remote viewing produces elaborate but unverifiable imagery. Yet to believers, these transcripts are fragments of a much larger story, one that hints at lost worlds and interplanetary migrations. So was this a recovered fragment of Martian history? Or an elaborate tapestry woven by the mind under subtle influence? The transcript still sits in the archives, waiting for anyone curious enough to read it. And like Mars itself, the truth remains distant.